So it looks like the iPad mini 7 is incoming. It should be announced on October 28th, around the end of the month when Apple has their event, and then probably released and in the hands of people by the first week of November. Without further ado, let's talk about everything that the iPad mini 7 should have and should be upgraded to, because it is one of my favorite Apple products of all time. Let's get into it. Apple launched the redesigned iPad mini back in September of 2021, meaning we're now past 3 years from the last update. The iPad mini is one of the slower iPads to get updated because there's only so much that you can do in terms of design language and changes. Usually, it just gets an internal spec bump to match the current lineup of iPads. The iPad mini 6 is equipped with the A15 Bionic chip, the same chip that was in the iPhone 13 and 13 Pro. We have that also redesigned to match the entire iPad lineup, giving it a more industrial design with edge-to-edge bezels. Instead of Face ID, it still holds on to Touch ID but supports the Apple Pencil 2, which people love because of the 8.3-inch display size, form factor, weight, capabilities, and OS. The overall form factor of the iPad mini 7 should remain relatively the same, if not exactly the same. The first improvement we're going to see is through the display itself. If you remember back in 2021, there was an issue called Jelly Scroll Gate where the screen would show a jelly-like effect when scrolling. This will be alleviated with the new iPad mini 7 thanks to new LCD technology and improved assembly. However, since it is the iPad mini, the 120Hz promotion display is reserved for the Pro models, so the iPad mini 7 should still have a 60Hz display. In terms of internals and performance, Apple is moving forward with making all their products Apple Intelligence ready, no matter the price point. The iPad mini 6 has the A15 Bionic chip, so the new iPad mini 7 should either get the A17 Pro, which is in the iPhone 15 Pro and 15 Pro Max, or possibly the A18, aligning it with the iPhone 16 and 16 Plus. There's also a chance Apple might include the M1 chip, which is in the M1 iPad Pros and the M1 MacBook Air. At a minimum, it will be as fast as the A15 Pro and Pro Max, which are still very capable. We should finally see an upgrade from 64GB to 128GB as the base level storage. Other notable improvements include Wi-Fi 6E capability for faster speeds and Bluetooth 5.3 for better latency and bandwidth. The iPad mini 7 will still have a USB-C port with faster charging capabilities, potentially up to 25W or 30W. It will also retain Touch ID, and the camera will remain in portrait orientation, which suits the smaller size of the iPad mini. The iPad mini 7 will continue to support the Apple Pencil 2. It's unlikely to support the Apple Pencil Pro, as that is reserved for the Pro models. We might see new colors with more playful, pastel options. The cameras, both selfie and rear, will be upgraded, though it's uncertain if we'll get the 48-megapixel rear shooter. Some features will still be missing, like Face ID and Apple Pencil Pro support. The biggest letdown is that we won't be getting promotion or an OLED display. The iPad mini 7 will stick with the 60Hz LCD panel that Apple has been using, with some internal improvements to enhance the experience. That'll do it for this video. If you made it to this point,